When I pray, I feel my love go deeper. My love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper. My love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God, into my God. Ready? I guess, whatever.
Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? Okay, well, we're going to sing together our opening song to welcome everyone as they come in, and those of you who are already here. Come on in. We welcome you. Come on in.
Come on in.
We welcome you.
Let go, be free. Come on in and take a seat. We're glad you're here, spreading love and cheer. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in,
come on in.
We welcome you. Come on in, come on in.
We welcome you.
Let go, be free. Come on in and take a seat. Glad you took a seat. We're glad you're here.
We're spreading love and joy and cheer.
Come on in, come on in,
come on in,
come on in,
come on in,
come on in.
We welcome you. Come on in,
come on in, come on in.
We welcome you. Come on in.
Thank you. Thank you, Aria.
Thank you, Jim. So take a deep breath with me. Share the breath of life together and set the tone for this revealing experience with our reveal song. Reveal, reveal the love inside of me. Reveal the love I was meant to be. Every time I open up, love is what I see. Reveal the love in me. Reveal
the peace inside of me.
Reveal the peace that I was meant to be. And every time I open up, peace is what I see. Reveal the peace in me.
Now I'm going to reveal the joy.
Reveal the joy inside of me. Reveal the joy I was meant to be. And every time I open up, joy is what I see. Reveal the joy in me.
Reveal the love.
Reveal the love inside of me. Reveal the love that I
was meant to be. Every time I open up, love is what I see. Every time I open up, peace is what I see. Every time I open up, joy is what I see. Reveal the joy in me.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Bob Greer. I'm a practitioner here at Seaside. It's my honor to be here tonight. For those of you that are regulars, you probably noticed it's a little different tonight. Reverend Sunshine has the night off, so we're blessed to have Reverend Lori, who's going to give us tonight's message. And Candace, who usually does this, is on vacation somewhere. So just get comfortable, relax, and just center right here, right now, into this moment, knowing that right here is the presence of God, that we are surrounded in this field of intelligence, of love, of peace, of unity and wholeness. I know that each one here is connected to that source in all ways and in all times, that each one here is here on divine calling, that you're here with an open heart and an open mind to reveal the source of within in this moment. So grateful for this opportunity to join together tonight. So grateful for the service, the music, and all those who volunteer to make this a success. With a heart overflowing with love and gratitude, I simply say, so it is. Okay, for tonight I chose a reading from Can We Talk to God by Ernest Holmes. Thought that kind of went with the theme, so we'll see. If we make ourselves receptive to the idea of love, we become lovable. To the degree that we embody love, we are love. This is why people who love are loved. It does not pay to hate. Hate is a human idea. Love is a divine variety. If we make ourselves receptive to the ideas of peace, poise, and calm, calling upon these divine revelations, we find them flowing through us, and we become peaceful, poised, and calm. We have mental equilibrium and balance. Try this someday when you feel distraught, discouraged, agitated, and irritated. Sit down with yourself, for there is a self within you that is real. No one can ever enter here but yourself, for it is you. Therefore, sit with yourself, that you may meet yourself, that inner self may talk to the outer self. Speak to it, calling it peace, if peace is what you need. Say, perfect within me, just as though you were talking to that person, or my peace within me, which is perfect, come forth and express through me. And musing on this, meditating upon it, being receptive to it, not forcing, not coercing, but allowing, you will find that the physical body will relax. Your agitation will disappear, confidence and peace will flow, and balance will be gained. So we might say of other ideas such as life, joy, love, harmony, and any other things we desire to embody, what we are dealing with is creative intelligence of the universe. It is the mind and the intelligence back of all, through all, and in all. It is that without which there could be no human thinking. When the universal mind flows through the individual, it comes to the surface of conscious mind as an actual experience. Truth comes from the inner to the outer self, from God to universal spirit to the manifest person. For every person is a direct manifestation of God. So, thank you for Aria and Jim for the music. It was great, great image. And tonight's message is on the theme Say Cheese, which is the theme for July, which is from the book Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. And Reverend Laurie's message tonight is the beauty of connecting. And I think that's it. So at this time, I'll invite Reverend Laurie to come to the stage. Thank you.
Great. I don't have to speak out of this. Thank you, Bob. That was awesome. You know, Reverend Sunshine is up in Asilomar, and she plays a very incredible role there. She's the stage manager. So for all those days, she's doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff, finding people, getting the AV hooked up. She does a fabulous job, which is why she's always asked to get back. And she gets paid for it. At least I think she does. Let's just know that her checking account is filling up. So she's sorely missed. It is my joy to be here. Reverend Laurie, our youth and family minister here at Seaside, which is relatively new to me. Since I didn't have kids, now I have 20 every week. But I can also give them back to their parents. So that's kind of nice too, isn't it? So the title of my talk is The Beauty of Connection. And I have had this idea of connection on my radar for a while. I've had it because it's such a curious thing, connection between people. You know how the person who has connections, to get a wristwatch or something. So I wanted to just look at that. I wanted to look at how beautiful connections are and what it takes to actually make them and to keep them. So one of the things that when I was the membership person here at Seaside, one of the things that I always talk to people about why they were joining our community or why they were looking and interested to join a community. And most of them said, I just want to connect with people. I just want to connect with people. A lot of times it was people of like mind. And other folks, it was just they needed to connect. We have a lot of entrepreneurs at Seaside. And we have a lot of people who are retired. So they are at home by themselves all day. So on the weekends, they come and they get to connect with people. And here at Seaside, we think of giving folks like that opportunities to join committees and to get involved. I did some serious research on this connecting. I just want you to appreciate that. I went straight to the internet and I found some information from Dr. Richard Kresher. And he said that there is a human need to connect. It's something that's ingrained in us. So it's not new, and we know that it's not new. But one of the reasons that he lists, did I mention it was on the internet? So it's factual. Nothing but facts. Is we thrived. And more people, some people more than most, but when we have a connection with other people, we thrive. what do we get? We get ideas, we get feedback. There's this synergy that goes on with friendships and in your love relationships and your family. So one of the things, this human need for connection, is because we need that to thrive. The other thing was to build up a support system. Now, I hope that Seaside does that well, because we have our congregant care, and we have small sacred circle groups. It's a way, our groups are a way to connect, and that's particularly why we created them, as well as the fact that it matched the data that was found where? On the internet, exactly. And the other thing was that we reach out to create connections with people because we don't want to be lonely. And isn't that the case? Please don't raise your hand if you're lonely. I have certainly experienced that. I think we all have. I think we all have at some point in time. But the one time that I experienced loneliness was when I was living in the Ukraine for 4 months, and I had gone over there to support our Science of Mind chapter there. And I was doing some teaching, and I went to a conference there. But no one spoke English. And it was a very small town outside of Kiev. And I was living in a very small flat all by myself. And I hadn't experienced that lonely. I've chosen to have downtime, but it was tough. It was tough. And I eventually had 2 people in the market that they wouldn't talk to me, but they would wave at me. I'd walk every day. And then the people in the grocery store, the security guards, they followed me around every time I was in there, and they didn't really say anything. So I'm just asking you to get in touch with the time that you might have been lonely and experienced that. It might have been last week when you wanted somebody to go to the movies with, and it might have been a little bit more dramatic like mine was. And if you don't think that people want and need to connect, and I know no one's raising their hand, but look at Facebook. Facebook is a network of people, especially our young folks, myself included, that are using Facebook and getting information out and communicating, because it's fun, and it's fun to know what people are doing. It's just fun. I see 2 heads nodding. I will take it. So in order to really step up and connect with others and desire to have more of a connection with others, we really have to know that we are all one. We are all one, and there is no duality. There is no good and evil. We are all completely one. Each of us are unique, divine expressions of God. We each have our own skills and abilities that we have been brought here to give, and yet we are all one because we all have that same God stuff within us. So I have a technique, and this is kind of a bonus technique that I put together for you. no charge. There have been times, well, first of all, I call it the just like me technique. Okay, so say that with me. Just like me. And again, just like me. Because what I found is when I sometimes started to get agitated or I started to have a little bit of judgment about something, inevitably, it was something that I had done myself. For example, I was in the CVS lot looking for a parking place, and I saw a woman who was using 2 parking places. Have you never seen that? And I said, oh, 2 parking places. Getting a little maybe snitty, maybe a little judgmental, or not knowing what her story was. But I stop and I say, just like me. Within the week, I was here teaching at night. The next morning when I was at home, I live in Mission Valley, so it's a drive, and that morning there was a note on my windshield wiper. Thank you. And I opened the note. I thought it possibly was a treatment or something for me. The optimist. And it said, people who park like you should ride the bus. That was here. And so I just had to laugh. So whatever it is, that person is, in metaphysics, we don't complain, we're not negative, but we get edgy. How's that? Let's go with edgy. And we say, well, they're doing this, and it's just like me. We are all one. And doesn't it make it easier to know that at the core of our being so that we can connect, so that we know that it is safe to reach out and connect with people? Sometimes, if we're not connecting with people, one of the things that we do is that we put barriers up. Because remember that saying, if they only knew me, they wouldn't really like me? Well, that was in 10th grade. Some people, I have certainly had counseling clients who still have that type of thinking. That if someone really got to know me, but when you realize that we are all one, we all have warts, except for you. We all have warts. We all have things. We all have secrets. And sometimes we hide behind them. Let me correct that. Sometimes I hide behind that. Who left? For the longest time, and I have certainly shared this, but I had a lot of shame around having a bipolar illness that I had to manage. And it was, when am I going to share that and open that up? And when is that going to be a deterrent to my dating? So there were all kinds of things like that where I was allowing that to be a barrier from the true connection of my heart that I was so desiring. And so I'm planting seeds for you to think of ways, if in fact you desire to connect with people more, to that you can always be reminded of this oneness that we all are, and you can move forward from there. And so we go from being one with each other, and now I invite us to look at our oneness with God, with our God, with whatever that is. For me, it is the beloved, and I get goosebumps sometimes because of that connection with my God. And so we can always look at ways to fill up with God's love. As we do that, we are able to extend ourselves in connection with others, with other people. Emma Curtis Hopkins says that until we have awareness that all is one, no change will happen. So it's that knowing of our oneness with God. And how can we deepen that? How can we connect with Spirit even more deeply than we do? We can always tap into our spiritual practices. Why don't you shout those out for me? Any spiritual practice. Meditation. Treatment. Come on. Services. Journaling. And you can see that all of these would bring you closer to God. And that's why it's a spiritual practice, because that's what we want to do. We also can strengthen our faith, because after we have our spiritual practices and after we look at all of the qualities of God that we want to bring into our experience, then we have to rely on our faith that it's going to happen. We can do our treatment, but we rely on faith to make that happen. And another thing to do is to simply give faith more room in your life. Sometimes we have our spiritual mind treatments that are tight. And I know that there are several practitioners, myself included, that says, I'm treating for this or more. Because Spirit has to have some room, that mysterious way that Spirit works, the mysticism, all of that. So we have to give God a way to do that. We have to give space to do that. And so I close with a poem. So if you could just allow your eyes to close, really focusing on your breathing. And this is a oneness blessing. One smile can lift a spirit. One seed can start a garden. One candle can light a room. One conversation can start a friendship. One step can begin a journey. One choice can change a lifetime. One laugh can lift your sorrow. One act of forgiveness can mend a relationship. One act of compassion can fill your heart. One heart can love many, and that heart is yours. So let's go ahead and stay in that state while we invite and so we come together on this day, asking and knowing that all that is to be revealed is to be revealed. Knowing that the oneness with our Maker, with our beloved, this oneness spills over in knowing that we are one with all beings. And that the connection that we are able to make and willing to make and want to make is simply a connection that is guided and gifted by the presence of God. And the beauty of connection and the joy of connection is a blessing to each of us. And we know that each of us is able to be uplifted and supported and surrounded by love from those that we connect with. And I know that the beloved I call God, it is this very God that is one with absolutely everything, that works in and through us always to create our heart's desire. And so this oneness is something that we step into, that we deepen as we increase our consciousness. We deepen that connection. Grateful, whole, and complete. And so it is. Please stay in this meditation. Deepening the oneness.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So why wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find myself. I find peace.
And from this place of peace that we experience when we go within, I know that each person here is having revealed to them all that they need to know. I know that the grace and the ease that is of God is working in and through each person. And so I know that all is well, that God is good. And so when you are comfortable, simply allow your awareness to come back into the sanctuary, feeling the support of your seat. And as you're ready, open your eyes. Beautiful. Thank you. And now is the time for our conscious giving. So I could ask that I can't ask that the ushers come forward. Ushers, please come forward.
All right.
I am speaking my word. And so we bless knowing that we are filled with gratitude and that each of us is giving from that very place, from a very place of gratitude, of being pressed down and overspilling. We are giving with a consciousness of generosity, knowing that if you are fed spiritually here, then this would be a place to consider your contribution. And for that, I am grateful. And as we are giving of our gifts, I know that we get to enjoy Aria and the gift that she's prepared for us.
And Jim as well.
Yes.
I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. And dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed, and the green was easy, and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer and the winds changed,
I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and the sound was easy and the sun was clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloom in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. And peace spread over the land. And peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came.
Ooh, beautiful.
Jim.
Thank you. It was beautiful. Jim and Aria, a few more thank yous. I see Tim Griffin in the back, Melissa Spiegler, and Bob Greer. Thank you so much for supporting this. And now I would like to let you know that this is going to be the book for August. So if you are accustomed to getting Reverend Sunshine's books, this is it, and it is in our bookstore, as you can well imagine. So I am going to come down here and see what's going on with you all. What came up in your meditation that you, or in the talk that you might want to move forward on? No, thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Very good talk tonight. I really thank you for reminding us of the partness of one. I enjoyed that poem, also how it brought it all together, and how having faith and opening up that faith of knowing that connection and of our oneness is so important. And even though one may sound like a small number, it's actually much, much larger than we ever give it credit.
Thank you.
You just felt that I had something to say?
I did. God worked through me.
Very grateful to be here, and I appreciate, congratulate everybody here for being here tonight. One of the things that came up for me, and I guess I'm just in a state of appreciation for being here, is that in life things come up, and I can certainly acknowledge that in this exact moment, the last couple months, there's been some stuff that's come up personally in my life, and it's presented an opportunity to go within, and I can reflect back at different times in my life where the term freaking out or having anxiety or being paralyzed by fear, whatever you might want to call it, could have easily moved into my being in such a way that it could have literally prohibited my ability in that moment to be able to move through it. And so one of the things I just want to acknowledge is I notice when I come into an environment like this and be around like-minded people such as yourselves, and coming into the spiritual community, there's an essence of recalibrating my energy and just going through a meditative state like that. I do that at home. The foundations class was one of the really cool experiences I've had. If you haven't done foundations, I recommend that highly. I intend to go back and re-audit it or take it again. It's like going to the gym, and we can go once and get a really cool workout and have an awareness of how to transform our health. And there's something to be said about continuing with a diet and a nutrition program and an exercise program consistently over and over again. So I congratulate each one of you, including myself, for being here today, because consciously putting ourselves into this practice does so much to recalibrate our being, and then it's about how do we take it out into the real world and then actually apply what it is that we learn in here. And that's, I think, as they say, spiritual practice, where we're actually doing something with it as opposed to just being high on awareness. And I think that's one of the unique distinctions about a community like this. And there's a part of me that, and I'll acknowledge somewhat, I don't want to say sad, although I would prefer, and I want to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing more seats in here and more butts in here being full, for personal reasons, because there is a vibration when it comes to an environment like this, and I see such a great opportunity. So I guess I'm imploring myself to make sure that I get more purposeful about inviting others in here, and just want to say thanks.
Good. Good.
Yeah, I haven't been here before at the evening service, and it was truly a blessing tonight. I knew I had to come, and I had a heck of a time finding a way because I unfortunately gave up my car some time ago, realizing that I just wasn't up to it. So if any of you have been through that before, it's nothing to look forward to. So I thank you all again being here, and it's a blessing to me.
Good. Very good. Very good. Thank you. You get something about connecting? Say your name. Caitlin. What were you going to say? Do you feel like you connect with your friends at school?
Yes.
Good.
I don't really go to school.
Well, you will connect with your friends at school. Okay. Dad? No.
Thank you, Reverend Lori, for your talk. And I just wanted to say that I feel blessed tonight and connected to a good friend of mine, my daughter, Erin.
Yes. Yes. How delightful.
She's a very dear friend.
Yes. And that's not all father-daughters can say that they are a friend. So...
My name is Nancy, and the timing of really bringing in the one for me the last couple of days. My mom was had a blood clot in her lungs and was in the hospital, and I live far away, but I felt her, within me. I would take deep breaths for her, and I would think of her, and I could feel myself embracing the nurses and the doctors and her, and sending out to others to pray for her, and she's healed. She only spent one night in the hospital, and they caught it in time, and I just really believe that vibe and that connection between a mother and a daughter, even if it's 500 miles away, and it's just really been powerful for me.
Wow. Glad to hear. Okay. And now we'll close out with our special music aria.
And then after, join us for refreshments. If you'd like to stand and join us. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. This is our prayer, a song of peace. We get to be the change we want to see. With open hearts and open hands, we lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand. We lift our voices, in love we stand. Thank you, and thank you,
Come
Lori.
visit in the family room, please.
And thank you very much, Reverend Lord, for joining us tonight. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one. Wherever we go in peace. Wherever we go in love. Wherever we go, we are one. Wherever we go, we are one. Wherever we go, we are one. And thank you, Aria. Yay, we'll see you next week. Have a great week.
Thank you, Ed.
Yes, thank you, Ed. And Ginny. And everybody else.